Hello.
Hello, welcome to Photography at WQE. Right, so my name's Darryl.
I'm Mariam.
I teach photography as well as the diploma course and a bit of textiles.
Yep, I'm teaching the well, some of the GCSE, A level, and diploma. Yes.
Right, so what we're going to do then is we've got a few things to show you about students' work on the course. Now, the photography course we do here is art-based, so it's more about the creative way of taking photographs and looking at photographs rather than the technical side of things. So it's a lot more being creative with your camera. And I'm aware that this is shaking quite a lot on these tables, so ignore the wobble. So what we've got a few things to show you. We have got a video of a sketchbook to show you. And we have also got some handouts to show you as well, just a little bit about what kind of things you'll be doing on the course. So if we ping up the sketchbook first, bear with us, we usually use Teams, not Zoom. So hopefully you can see this. Oh, I can see it on the big screen. So that should be okay. So this is a sketchbook from a first year from a couple of years ago. Now we use square sketchbooks, either black pages or brown pages. Let me just play this through. There's no sound on it, so if you can't hear anything, that's fine. I might say a few things as we go through. It's only a couple of minutes. So this is Ruby Hunt's sketchbook. Now I've speeded this video up a bit. It was a bit slower than this, so it might look a bit cartoony, and the graphics card is a little bit rubbish. So it might glitch a bit every now and then. If it does, I apologize for that. So the projects we do build up over the course of the year, and we look at lots of different kinds of photography. This project at the minute is an urban landscape kind of project we look at, which is the first project we do with you. And then this goes on for a few weeks, and then we'll actually build it up over the year. So you look at lots of different kind of genres of photography, like portraiture and still life and
Studio photography.
yeah, studio work. We do dark room stuff. We've got a dark room just behind us. You can't actually see it on the screen. So the sketchbooks are used to stick all your work in, all your thoughts, your artist research, all your notes. We're quite big on presentation.
Yeah, very proud of our books.
Yeah,
we love our books.
yeah. So take pride in these sketchbooks and the work you put in them. And you're probably expected to fill about 3 of these a year. So that sounds like a lot. It is, but it just builds up over time. The work you do, the projects you do, it will just all go into your sketchbook, and it just builds up. So you can see here, there's things like the contact sheets where you can see the small pictures on the A4 sheets where you can use to select the images you do. There's artist research, see some artist research there. There's annotation. Yeah, there's technical things. There's loads and loads of cool photos. This is book 2. So we're now moving into book 2, looking at color and abstraction now. So we look at color theory and we look at all things like that. We do a mock exam. So that is at the end of the first year. So don't worry too much about that now. Got a whole year to wait for that.
We also do a whole week on how to do a sketchbook. So lots of ideas in that week as well about how you lay it out, how you want to present it. But it's an individual, thing as well. But we do have some do's and don'ts, which we would like you to, stick to. But by and large, it's about being creative and showing off your work and making them look just, fantastic presentation.
Yeah, so we'll just let this sketchbook run to the end now. I think we're kind of near the end. This is the still life project that we do. We do lots of different kinds of still life projects. Color, black and white, that kind of thing. Found objects, so we get you rummaging through your bins. So yeah, so that's sort of like the sketchbook there. Let me come back to me. How do you stop sharing screen? There we go. Stop. So that's an example of that's a good sketchbook. Okay, that's a high-end kind of sketchbook there, just to give you a taste of the kind of level of work we're expecting from you. What we'll do at the end, if you've got any questions, we'll leave it to the end for a few minutes, then you can ask questions at the end.
We also go through the darkroom stuff at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So you may not have seen that in the other two books, but we will be doing, sessions in the darkroom where you learn to print and do all the traditional kind of wet photography stuff.
Which is the cool one.
This end of the year. Anyway.
So yeah, I mean, what I was going to do at some point today was I was going to use this gimbal on my phone to show you around the room, but it's just not playing ball. So I might just pick the laptop up. I'll take you for a walk in a minute with a laptop. What else I've got to show? Oh, some handouts. Do you want to go through the handouts with them? Let me look up the handouts. Give me a sec, guys.
We're also very proud of our handouts.
Right, okay, how do you...
Beautifully designed. Darryl did a lot of these. So we're starting off with kind of urban landscape, and you'll see in the briefs, you will be given artists to look at and research, but you can also go in and find your own photographers that you would like to research. But the research really is important and key to understanding and using influences to drive your work and to create that kind of strong link and connections with your influences is one of your key assessment criteria. So we're looking at decay here. You'll also see in pink, you've got little homework pieces as well, which we are linked to the project, but push you in a different direction and get you to think creatively about the whole task. Modernism, viewpoint, looking at constructivism, and typography. So you can see already we're looking at a great selection really in terms of the different briefs that we give out throughout the year. You get a real feel for different genres, as Darryl said. And a lot of what is required obviously is part of Photoshop as well. So as you go through your briefs, it's not only the analysis and research and taking of the photographs and collecting of images, but it's also taking you through the basics of Photoshop. So you don't need to have a great knowledge of Photoshop to start with. We will build on it as you go through the year. Portraiture is great. Everybody loves it. In fact, you're starting off with your self-portraiture project. We've also got candid portraiture here, out and about, taking pictures of strangers, a lot of that. But we also do studio portraiture. We'll show you around in the studio in a minute. So you'll be able to take photographs of each other, plan a shoot, look at your influences. Environmental portraiture as well, looking at ambient light is the main thing here, and surroundings. And looking at Tim Walker actually reminds me the fact that we do love to go on trips, and we went to a fantastic exhibition at the V&A, which was Tim Walker exhibition.
Just before lockdown.
Yeah, before
Tim, yeah.
So we've not been able to go on any trips, as you know, for school as well. It's been the same, I'm sure. But hopefully next year, you will be the group that we will take to London, and we'll have, we all go on the coach. And so we will be inspired by a new artist that we would like to look at. But here we looked at creative portraiture, which was Tim Walker. Here you could, just let your imagination run and come up with some wild ideas about how you would do a portrait session. So the PEG project, we also, whenever you are...
Yeah, we do fun little projects just as like over a weekend or something, just to spring on you all of a sudden. So you'll be expecting this one now. This is one of our little fun secret projects that we spring on you at some point in the first year. We give you a peg to photograph. And we do quite a lot of these little fun kind of creative kind of projects just to get your ideas going.
Oh yes, and the potato
portrait and things like that.
That was brilliant.
So yeah, so it's not all lots of research and lots of doing written work and everything. There's some fun stuff, but it's all fun. It's photography.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do things like that as well.
So the PEG project and the potato project was a little competition thing that we ran this year.
Yeah.
And we're
We'll
going
do it next year.
Yeah, we'll give out the prizes soon. So that and the 6 degrees separation where you pick a car, you pick an image in college, and then you go and do the photography for the fill in the images basically, and tell a story all about narratives and creating narratives. So we also would like you to develop your conceptual thinking and being able to come up with ideas, not necessarily directly kind of, if you look at the word the edge, we don't expect you to always think of the edge as going and photographing buildings or something specific, but also think about it in terms of a concept or a feeling or a mood or an emotion.
Yeah, so there's a lot of emphasis on your ideas on the course. We'll give you a starting point, but then it's up to you to do the actual shoot. Come up with the ideas through the research, which is all documented in your sketchbooks. And the projects that we give you, they are themed. So like you saw the urban landscape one, which is like a 3-week project. But within those 3 weeks, you do like 3 or 4 smaller kind of assignments. And then we'll move on to the next one. And there's about 6 big projects in the year and a few smaller ones as well.
And the obscure sorrow.
Yeah, we do video. So you get to make short videos. And sort of like do some editing on those, add sound effects, add sound and things like that. And all the first year does then is prepare you for your second year, where it is much more independently down to you what you do. We don't give you a brief. You write your own brief in the second year, and then we just support you. And then you're off to university. That's it. It goes by very quickly. 2 years flies by. It really, really does. So yeah.
To give you all the skills and kind of background of doing creative photography.
Yeah.
It's very, lots of different ideas, and also the Photoshop, all the basic
all the Photoshop skills, film editing skills, we teach all those as well. Each project we do builds up on the previous skills. So each project is designed around teaching you something new, whether it's about the technical side of photography, whether it's about the creative side of photography or the analytical side. And each project is designed to target a specific thing. And it just builds up. And yeah, like you saw in the sketchbook, it's something really to be proud of. The sketchbooks look lovely at the end of the year.
Do they need cameras?
Yes, you will need a camera. You will need to have your own digital SLR camera. Not straight away. You can just use your phone to begin with. There's nothing wrong with the cameras on these little bad boys. And your first few projects might also be on phone anyway, while you're asking around trying to find cameras from family and friends, or you might have an idea of what camera you want to get, but you just want to check whether it's suitable for the course or not. That will help you with all that. We'll help you with that.
And one of the questions we always get is about exams in our subject. What would be? Yeah,
the exams we do. It's technically it's a timed assessment. There's no written sit down for 3-hour exams. It is all practical. So in the second year, well, at the end of the first year, you get an exam that we write for you, some projects you choose from, and then do a project based on there. And then in the second year, the exam board will send you a list of projects to choose from, and then you get 3 months to do a project based on that. And that is technically your exam. And anyone who's doing GCSE art at the minute, you'll be familiar with the 5-hour exam condition piece. In the second year, it's 15 now. So it's 3 days doing photography. What else could you want?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, I was going to use my phone to show you around. I'm going to have to use the laptop.
Yeah.
So let's just unplug it. Now, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Here we go. Let's go for a walk. Okay, so this is the classroom. So we've got computers all around the edges. Oh, in the dark now. We have the photography studio over here. So here is the studio. We've got the backdrops and all the sort of like the lights you can pull down, different soft boxes. We've got snoods and filters, so you can change the color of the lights. All the work on the walls. This is where you process your black and white film. So when you shot your film on your film cameras, you'll then come in and process them. Now this bit, so go backwards. Oh, we're dark. This is the best room in a college. Okay, this is the dark room. Now, it's not very dark, you might be saying, but it is when we turn the lights off. And this is where we do all the fun stuff, like printing your photographs. If anybody's watched Stranger Things 2, you've probably seen John in the dark room at the newspaper printing his photographs in the red light, and his girlfriend keeps bursting on him with the door open and he keeps shouting at her. We'll try turning the red light on. This might not work. I'm going to have the cameras on in here. Does it work? See the red lights? No, it doesn't work. Put the lights back on. It's all gone dark. There we go, back again. No, yeah, we just turned the red lights on, but the camera couldn't pick it up. So that's the dark room. Let me come back out of here, back into the studio. So yeah, that's it really. We've got a corridor outside we can put work on. Ooh, wow. And yeah, so that's kind of it. It's not a very big classroom, but
we're going to have two studios next year, aren't we?
Yes, we've got some new build work going over the summer. We're building some new classrooms just down the corridor, and there's going to be a couple more studios in there, which we can have access to if we need to. So that's all good. Right, so how long have we got left? We've got 26 minutes, 26 over 60 minutes, we've got 10 minutes or so. What we'll do is we'll answer some questions in a bit. What we've also got to show is actually some student work. I'm just going to find it in a minute. Let me just find the folder. Talk to them about.
Well, I was just thinking about any exhibitions, and we always try to get our students to take part in different kind of exhibitions around the country or even locally, and try and produce their or present their work to the public. I think you've got to learn to see what people, you know, how work is presented as well, and that kind of professional side of photography. And even if you wanted to set up something of your own in the future, then that kind of helps you to start to think about photography as not just an A level, but something that you could do, you know, on the side. Even if you didn't do it as a degree, you could still continue to work in it. I've got students who have been designing, and if they've got graphics experience as well, they're making doing food photography, making menus for different local shops and things as well. So they've already started to do some business related to their photography as well. I've got a student this year who's wanting to do wedding photography. He's already done one wedding.
Yeah, and we had a second year doing music and live shoots.
Yeah.
So we support you in all that kind of extra kind of activity you might want to do outside of college as well. So if you are thinking of setting up a business, obviously we can help you with all that and all the paperwork and all the bump that comes along with it. Let me just show you this PowerPoint. Oh, we've got questions popping up. We'll do those in a sec. I just want to quickly show you. Share screen. PowerPoint. Right, here's some examples of some student work. There's quite a few. I won't show you all of them. I'll just whip through a few, and then we'll answer some questions. So some student work from the past 5 years or so. Let's see what we've got. So we do quite a lot of studio stuff. The girl who did this project, well, actually the girl in the photo, she has now gone to be a model, apparently. I've been informed.
We find some of our students.
So that's quite interesting.
We do model for each other, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You've got to be willing to be photographed.
Yeah, you'll be photographing each other. So using the studio, color gels, projections. So all these are all part of the portrait projects that we did. Finding locations to do shoots in, being a bit more creative with your prints, finding examples of cool portraits in the city centre. This was at Christmas one year. Thinking about colour and composition. Again, this is quite nice, using the coloured suites to match the colours in the actual portrait. Sort of like very soft kind of lighting and almost screens in front of the camera, contrasted with these really crazy, wild, drawn
Very
on
graphic,
kind of
yeah,
cartoony graphics kind of
Mm.
thing, which is pretty cool. Again, locations, I love how the dress looks like a cactus. I think that's fantastic. And then a bit of destruction, a bit of collage, a bit of fun stuff. How to use studios properly, how to get the best from the lighting. And there's some still life stuff we do. We do kind of lots of color. This year has been a very big year for students freezing flowers or setting fire to them. I don't know. It's just, is there a new TikTok craze or something about setting fire to flowers and freezing them? I don't know. There's been a lot of this year. These freezing things. But yeah, so this is some of the still life stuff. Sort of like all based on artist research. Like simple kind of idea. Colors there, so you're looking at color balance and color theory. Again, flowers in water with ink. Some more still life stuff. Finding good locations to take photos in is very important.
Great, isn't it?
So being aware of what's around you. And that's what we kind of try and teach you as the basic thing to take from the course is how to see properly, paying attention to your environment.
The psychogeography project is also one that we do where you have to find your square and go and photograph that area in Leicester.
Yeah, we'll give you a random square on the map. So we do kind of very contemporary stuff. So it's not all just straightforward plain photography. There will be some kind of adjustments and things, some sort of playing around going on. Photographing your friends dancing in an empty car park. What's more fun than that? So yeah, dancing around on top of a car park. But abstract, weird, abstract colory kind of stuff using lights, long exposure, shutter speed, all the technical kind of things. So yeah, just through these a bit. Examples of photography that doesn't include cameras. This was made just using plants and light sensitive material. Playing around with things in focus and out of focus. Sort of like multiple framed images stacked together, looking at action shots. This one's really nice. This is a photograph that's been painted on top of. That's quite cool. So that one. And then it says again, it is locations, finding locations, planning shoots, setting a narrative. This from this year, I don't know. Actually, had 2 skeletons in the house. Never shot them from. That's weird. And a skeleton mask. Maybe a parents of doctors or something. But this was really cool. She set up a whole dinner kind of scene with these 2 skeletons either side of the table and her sat at the top of the table, just having this normal conversation. So there's just some, I really did whiz through those. So there's that. Right, are we on 33? So we've got a couple more minutes and then we'll do some questions. One thing I did want to point out is there is a little task we've set. I think you might have been sent it. And if you've not, it's on WQ Online. If you go to the students section, prospective students, and then there'll be a task in there you can have a go at. It's a basic, simple still life at home test. It's not a test, task. We're going to take some photos of some still life stuff around your home. And we've got a Padlet link, so you can send your pictures to Padlet. And then you can have a look at what everyone else is doing, and we can see what you're doing as well, because we love seeing photographs. So if you're not to go at that, go and have a go at that this weekend, maybe, or the rest of the week, and see how you get on with that. Okay, so anything else you want to add?
Well, you don't have the obtuse solid, do you?
No. Right, let's go to some questions now. Okay, who have we got? So Ellie has asked, is there a best brand of camera or one that you recommend? Well, this is where you get kind
Nikon
of,
and Canon.
yeah, you get 2 rival kind of fans. It's like, I'm Canon. It's kind of how you get people who like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones. I can't think of a more modern way of that. Oasis and Blur, you won't get either. But it's that kind of thing. So you get people who love Canon cameras, you get people who love Nikon cameras. But they're the big names to go for, Nikon and Canon. Either one would be fine.
Just any basic SLR in their range is fine.
What we tend to suggest, Ellie, is if you're looking at cameras, wait until you're here And then when you've got a few you like the look of, just show them us and we'll have a look and let you know what's good or what's bad. Okay. Do you want to answer the next one, Mohammed?
Yeah, Mohammed, does the college let the student borrow the camera? Yes, we do have a lending facility for cameras. We just let the technician know, and yeah, that's fine, not a problem.
Yeah, although it is good if you've got your own camera, because then you're learning how to use your camera instead of our camera. So if you're taking shoots at weekends and things and you've got your own camera, it's better to know how to use it rather than one you probably might use once or twice that you borrowed from it. Okay, Libby Dodwell, what laptop would you recommend for editing Photoshop, etc.? Any laptop really. I mean, again, you get your camps, you get your people who love the Macs, you get the people who love the PCs. I'm a Mac person.
I'm not bothered really, but your Photoshop is something that we are still maybe going to let students have next year as well. We provide that, so don't go buying any
over the last
software.
couple of years, especially because of lockdown and COVID and stuff. We've actually purchased Photoshop licenses for all the students, so you can download it on your own laptop for free at home. We're probably going to carry on doing that, I think. I think we probably are going to keep on doing that, but we'll let you know when you come to us. I would say personally, well, I like Macs. There's nothing wrong with the Mac. It's just what you can afford, and what you're happy with carrying around with you if you're going to carry it around to college.
You're not going to be downgraded if you have a PC.
No, I mean it's still down to it's all down to graphics card and RAM and things like that.
We give 1 terabyte as well.
Yeah, you get storage space to store things on in college, on the college computers, and we've got all the software on the computers in the room. So you don't have to spend loads and loads of money on a new laptop. The same with cameras, actually. You don't have to buy the latest all singing Bluetooth, Wi-Fi projected kind of cameras. Just a simple, could be a few years old, 5 years old, and you can probably get them for like 150 quid, 100 quid, something like that. But for laptops, whatever you're comfortable paying, to be honest, as long as it.
Sorry. I think it's more important also for the second year, probably in the first year. A lot of what you'll be doing in lesson will be the editing and using the Photoshop while you're at college, and you'll have free. There'll be extra rooms as well next year, so maybe you could have more study time here. And then when you go home, spend that time for your research, for your photography, going out and planning and shooting. And that might be a better way of distributing your time and everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so don't worry about there's plenty of access for doing work at college. Right, we've got next.
Everything.
Scenario. Do we have to get everything done for the taster task for the first day? The taster task is just a bit of fun. You will actually be sent a introduction task, which is a self-portrait project, and you'll get that. I think you get that sometime over the summer. I think. The taster test, that's hard to say. The taster task is just something just to get your head around doing a little photography project at home. We want to see your work because we do love seeing all the work, but if you don't turn up on the first day with it, we're not going to kick you out of the room. It's just something just to have a go at, really, a bit of fun, if you like. But the introduction task that we send you, that does have to be done for the first lesson. And it is basically, it's just a little bit of, it's 2 shoots looking at self-portraits. Okay. So yes, I'm not sure when they send those out. I think they might send you them out over the summer, or towards where you start enrolling. It might be when you enroll in August. That might be when they send them out to you. Okay.
Squinting a bit. Niral, I thought the college would be providing cameras. Do we have to get our own cameras? So I think we answered that one. Are
It's
you
best
okay
to
with
get
that?
your own. It's best to get your own camera, but we can supply them if we must. But we usually think, if you're going to do an A-level in photography, you're going to be invested in it that you're going to have your own camera anyway. It's like if you're going to do, I can't think of an example now. If you're going to do A-level art, you're going to have your own paintbrushes. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to be invested in doing this course for 2 years. So ideally, you would invest in a camera.
And Ollie,
Ollie?
are you okay with what we answered about the Photoshop
License
thing?
already
I
be
think
provided.
that, yeah. So
Yeah, if you want to send us some photos, Ollie, you can use that Padlet link on the college, or you can email them to us. You should have our email addresses, I think, shouldn't you? I don't know.
yeah, on
Um,
that handout for the exercise, the task.
yeah, if you go onto the
Should be on that.
task on the student bit on the
It's in
website,
pink.
you should be able to get our emails if you want to send us some pictures. That'd be great, or we can post them on the Padlet side. It doesn't have to be the project that we've just set.
Pinnock, how many lessons a week? So,
Right, usually in a normal non-COVID year, you'll have 4 lessons a week. So each lesson's an hour and 10 minutes long. So what will happen is you'll turn up and you'll probably be here every day of the week, but maybe not for a full day. You might have a morning off, or you might start late and finish at 4. But you have 4 lessons a week for every subject. And we expect you to do at least 5 hours of homework per subject as well. I want to say homework, that's like a school term. It's more like independent study. You could do all your homework in college because you've got all these spare study blocks. So you could do it in college and then have nothing to do it. But yeah, so it is 4 lessons in the week of each subject. And then you'll also have 1 lesson a week for an enrichment course, which you'll choose. And you'll also have a personal progress mentor, your PPM, like a tutor. You'll have 1 of those a week as well. And that's your full timetable.
Yeah. Cynthia, in type back, how long do we get with certain projects?
So we'll wrap it up now.
Yeah, 3 weeks normally projects are.
Yeah, okay, we'll wrap it up then, guys. It's been great chatting to everyone.
Thank you guys for all your
We will
questions.
see you all, hopefully.
Have a great
in
summer.
August.
Good luck on
Yes,
the
have a good summer. Good luck with
assessment,
GCSEs.
yes.
And we'll see you all very, very soon, hopefully. Send us some work to look
Bye.
at. Bye.
Bye.
We're still here. We're still recording.
And we can.